Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, this video is going to be one of those rapid-fire cannon videos. You know, we've done these before, and just to give you guys a little bit of insight here, this is what my current Google Chrome window looks like. We got a whole lot to get into. I mean, tab after tab after tab, every single one of them, big news and big-time relevant. So we're in the midst of the election, getting real close to election day here, and obviously I think we're at a bit of a transition period. It feels as though the Kamala campaign has ran out of steam and the Trump campaign is really just getting started. It feels like we're at an inflection point, and so I've been waiting a little bit, waiting for things to develop and slowly collecting as much as I possibly can. I need more than a couple polls to declare this a trend. Well, as you can see, we got a whole lot here. We definitely have a trend here, folks. Trump is surging, and I really think he's just getting started, you know? I think the best has yet to come. And of course, like usual, the closer you get to election day, the more Trump continues to surge. At least historically, it's likely that he's going to gain some more points a week or 2 weeks away from election day. And the Trump campaign, I think, knows this because the latest announcement, well, it might be another one of those Trump events, you know, that breaks the mold and is something we've never seen before. Just like his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, Trump is announcing something frickin' big, something monumental that could possibly seal the deal here. Donald J. Trump is looking to blow the roof off the building at Madison Square Garden a couple days ahead of the election day. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. Let's delve in a little bit into Trump's strategy and then just rapid fire our way through all of these polls and all of these updates that are trending in one direction. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so we all remember that clip from not too long ago, right?
There's a rumor you're going to do a rally in the South Bronx.
I think so, yeah. I think I will do that. And
then when are you going to do that?
I think I'll do one maybe at Madison Square Garden, too.
Donald Trump alluded that he wanted to do this huge event at Madison Square Garden, and a lot of people were excited about it. But obviously, it went a little bit on the back burner. People forgot about it, and now it's back in the news. I guess great strategic timing. A night at the Garden. Trump campaign reportedly planning Madison Square Garden rally for 9 days before the election. I mean, talk about outshining. I've been saying for the last couple of days, Trump's seriously outshining Kamala Harris. She did her little media blitz, but it was less of a blitz and more of a dud. Nobody frickin' cared. Nobody tuned in, and the people that did downvoted her into oblivion. She's just not likable and can't draw a crowd without Megan Thee Stallion shaking her picanha in front of the crowd. But Trump, man, I mean, that's a different beast entirely. He's going to pack Madison Square Garden by himself, and when he comes out there, it's going to be wild. Just a little over a week ahead of voting day. That's going to have a serious impact. And the best part is it's building on momentum that's already started. There's already, you know, so much steam going, and then it's going to lead to this insanely epic moment where Trump talks about American triumph and the American dream making America great again. Trump might skyrocket and just run away with this thing, folks, like he already is. Now let's move on to the rapid fire cannon section. We got Rasmussen's National Presidential Daily Tracker poll here, showing Trump in the last two surveys leading by 7 and 5 points nationally. Remember when Rasmussen Reports was telling you that Trump could take the national vote? It's possible, friends. We've got all the betting platforms, Polymarket. Just take a look at the surge. Trump's ahead by roughly 10 points right now, although it could change. And on other smaller betting platforms like Kalshi, for instance, they're announcing the same thing. Trump now flips the lead for the first time in the betting odds. And they add a reminder that their market odds are set exclusively by Americans with no foreign participation. We've got national polls shifting significantly. Take a look at this, ActiVote US. This, by the way, is a garbage poll. And it's not a garbage poll because it's highly inaccurate in any random way. No, it's a garbage poll because it's highly skewed to the Democrats' favor. And their sample sizes, as we've covered recently, heavily skewed towards the Democrat favor. And well, in that poll, Trump now takes the lead. Look at this, back in mid-September, Harris was leading by 5.4 points in a skewed Democrat poll in her favor. Fast forward to October 8th, Trump is now up plus 1.2. And with all the garbage left-wing pollsters, if you look at the average on RCP, it looks like there's a clear trend where Harris was leading plus 5, plus 4, plus 6, a week or two ago. In all of those polls, her leads are now being revised down to plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, or ties. Let's look at the Yahoo News poll, for instance. In the span of a month, Kamala Harris's lead went from plus 4 to now essentially a tie, with a lot more undecided voters, and as we know, undecided voters are splitting where? They're splitting for Donald Trump. We've also got these numbers, according to the latest polls from the Democracy Institute, showing Trump up 3 nationally, up 4 in Pennsylvania, 2 in Wisconsin, 1 in Michigan, and showing a very tight, within the margin of error result in Virginia and New Hampshire. Not exactly great. I mean, these results are horrible. And then on top of it, if you factor in undecided voters splitting for Trump, or play around with a demographic split, a lot of these polls are oversampling Democrats, at least according to Gallup polling data. Pennsylvania in terms of party affiliation. And if you give Donald Trump the secret Trump voter bump, not exactly looking good, and it continues to look worse. We got another poll from Wisconsin by Quinnipiac, another left-wing push pollster, that just showed last month Kamala Harris +1, now Trump leads by 2. We got an Arizona poll showing Trump once ahead in the lead. Almost every single poll out of the state of Pennsylvania is showing Trump leading as well. These headlines keep popping up. Donald Trump breaks ahead of Kamala Harris in must-win state, that's of course PA. So we got Trump leading in Pennsylvania in the average. Meanwhile, in 2020, Joe Biden was up by 7 points in the average at this time, and Hillary Clinton up by 9.4 in 2016. It's no wonder the betting odds are shifting in Trump's favor. I mean, look at what they're reporting on NBC News.
One of the reasons, besides its size, that this is of such interest to Trump and the Republicans, there's a trend here. You're looking at the Trump era. You're looking at party registration in Pennsylvania. And look at this. When Donald Trump first came on the scene, back in 2016, the Democratic advantage in party registration in Pennsylvania was over 900,000 votes. 2020, look now, in 2024, that's been cut almost in 2/3 there, down to about 330,000. There's been a little bit of a boost for Democrats since Kamala Harris took over in registration, but the big picture trend here has been more competitive for Republicans in party registration. So where are we looking in Pennsylvania? What's going to decide this state? Well, believe it or not, in the Trump era, there are only 10 counties in the entire state where Democrats perform better now than they did before Trump came along. However, some of these counties are very big. Focus on these 4 collar counties right outside Philadelphia: Delaware, Chester, Montgomery, Bucks. More than a fifth of the vote statewide is going to come out of there. And then from Trump's standpoint, there's a lot of rural counties in the state that have gotten redder, small rural counties. But let's talk about this collection here. Some people call this the Latino belt of Pennsylvania. These are counties that have some small, mid-sized cities with rapidly growing Latino populations. And we've been talking about Trump improving relative to 2020 and 2016 among Hispanic.
How exactly does Kamala Harris win? And that's the question I keep asking myself. And actually, I got another poll to help make that point. We're constantly hearing about this phenomenon. Republicans for Kamala Harris. It's the latest craze. But I'm convinced it's all propaganda. We have a McCourtney Institution /YouGov poll, a left-wing pollster that, again, is oversampling Democrats, just released this data set. The headline reads, Kamala Harris is up by 3. And obviously, that sounds amazing now, doesn't it? But if you look at the breakdown of political affiliation, you notice something very interesting. Look at what Democrat respondents are saying. Only 91% of them are voting for Kamala Harris. A good chunk of them, it looks, I can't exactly tell the percentage, but it looks like maybe 4 to 5% are voting for Trump. Meanwhile, on the other side, if we look at Republicans, it looks like maybe 2, maybe 3% are Republicans for Harris. In other words, there's more Democrats for Trump than there are Republicans for Harris, despite all the propaganda. Then if we look at independents, Trump has a 12-point lead on people who are sure of their vote, with 20% writing I don't know, so those are undecideds, that are likely to split for Trump. Again, asking myself the question, how exactly does Trump lose? This is supposedly a bad poll for Trump, but really, if you look in the crosstabs, if you look in the political affiliation breakdown, it looks like Trump is on track to not only win, but he might win over 300 electoral votes. And that's what some expert pollsters are saying.
We're talking about Harris a lot on this program for a couple reasons. Okay, we know what Trump is. We don't need to spend every episode talking about January 6th. We'll talk about it if people want to bring it up. What's happening now with Kamala Harris is this is an experiment. Can you win a short campaign with an untested candidate? And what I'm telling you is happening in private polling is she's got a problem now. Okay, we all know from our contacts in both campaigns that Pennsylvania is tough for her right now. And without Pennsylvania, there are paths, but there aren't many. There's no path without Wisconsin. So you see here, Tammy Baldwin's Senate campaign poll shows Harris down 3 in Wisconsin. We all said yesterday, Wisconsin and Michigan are looking worse for Harris than before. And hear how great things are going for the Harris campaign. You're welcome to do that. But if you want to understand what's actually happening, we're here to tell you. I just saw some new private polling today that's very robust private polling. She's in a lot of trouble. Here's how I framed it this morning in my newsletter. The conversation I'm having with Trump people and Democrats with data are extremely bullish on Trump's chances in the last 48 hours. Extremely bullish. You think of the 7 battleground states. Which ones is Harris in danger of losing? I would say Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia. I'm not saying she'll lose all 6, but she's in danger. The only one that the Democrats say she's not in danger of losing is the one I never say the name of because I can't pronounce it. But it's where Las Vegas is, right? You guys agree with me? She could lose any of those 6. Right? I mean, she could lose all 7.
Donald Trump can possibly win all 7 swing states. Look, I don't want to make any crazy predictions here, but just according to my analysis, using basic logic, looking at the previous elections, looking at the current data, and really delving in a little bit deeper than just the headline data, I don't know, it seems like Trump is in the driver's seat still. Democrats are going to have to play a similar game to what they played in 2020, I'd say, really manipulating the system, let's say that, if they're going to stand a chance. What this looks like to me is total collapse of the Kamala Harris campaign, and it just keeps getting worse. Anyways, a lot of information, like I told you guys, a lot of stuff to go through. Hopefully it all made sense and lined up perfectly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.